So today you will see what is friction. When one object moves or tends to move over the surface of other object, then between the surface of the two objects a force comes into play that is called friction. Okay, and friction acts in the opposite direction of motion of the object. It always opposes the motion of the object. You have read friction is a type of contact force. Then you came to know, children, that the cause of friction is there is interlocking between the irregularities of the two surfaces in contact. All of you know, no surface is completely smooth. So there are irregularities in each surface. Suppose this is one object, this is other object, and this is the surface of one object. There are irregularities. There is also irregularity. Now between the two objects, these irregularities get interlocked like this. So bumps and depressions are there. No surface is completely smooth. There are bumps and depressions in each surface, and you can say irregularities are there in each surface, and the cause of friction is interlocking of the irregularities of the two surfaces in contact. Or you can say roughness is the cause of the friction. Now you have read, children, what are the factors affecting friction, in which you have read two factors affect friction. First is nature of the surface, whether the surface is rough or smooth. If the surface is rough, then more frictional force will act on it. And next factor is force pressing the two surfaces together, means weight. If you want to push a heavy loaded trolley, you cannot push it because there is weight on it, and this weight increases the force of friction. If nothing is kept on the trolley, you can push it easily, but if there is weight, or you can say the force pressing the two surfaces together increases the force of friction, or the weight increases the force of friction, so it becomes difficult to push the trolley loaded with some item. These topics you had read, children. Today you are going to read about the types of friction. There are two types of friction: static friction and sliding friction. Okay, when a force is applied on a body at rest, that is called static friction. Suppose one activity is given in your book. A box is there. Try to push a large box by applying a small force. Suppose you apply force F and you want to push the box by applying force F. Then from the box remains at rest. Now if you increase the applied force by 2F, then the box still remains at rest. When an external force acts on the box, the force of friction is, that is static friction, comes into play, and that friction opposes the motion of the box, and the static friction balances the force that you apply. So the box remains at rest. When applied force is increased by 2F, the static friction also increases by 2F, and again it opposes the motion of the object. Now gradually increase the applied force till the box begins to slide over the horizontal surface. This activity is showing that the force of static friction increases with an increase in the applied force. In other words, you can say, children, that when an object is at rest, it does not come in motion. That time the force of friction acting on it is static friction. It balances the applied force. Suppose a box is kept and you are applying force F. The box remains at rest because this applied force is balanced by the static force. From the other side also F force is acting on the box. Now you increase the force to F. From the other side also static force will be increased. It will be also 2F. So the force you are applying, that force is balanced by the force, that is static friction. Okay, static friction is the friction which comes into play when the object remains at rest. The object does not come in motion. Now you gradually increase the applied force. Then a time will come when the box will just start to slide over the horizontal surface. When it will start to slide, that time sliding friction is acting on it. So there are two types of forces, static force and sliding force. Maximum value of static force is called limiting friction. Okay, limiting force of friction. अभी आपने देखा बच्चों कि फ्रिक्शन दो तरह के होते हैं, एक है स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन और दूसरा स्लाइडिंग फ्रिक्शन। अगर आपके बुक में एक्टिविटी दिया हुआ है, आप एक बॉक्स है जिसको कि आप पुश करते हैं और आप एफ फोर्स लगाते हैं बॉक्स पर, लेकिन बॉक्स रेस्ट में रहता है, आप उसको पुश नहीं कर पाते हैं क्योंकि अपोजिट साइड से उस पर फोर्स ऑफ फ्रिक्शन लग रहा है और वो फोर्स ऑफ फ्रिक्शन भी एफ लग रहा है। अब आप फोर्स ऑफ फ्रिक्शन को बढ़ाते हैं 2F, तो अपोजिट साइड से भी उसका मोशन अपोज हो रहा है, वो फ्रिक्शन जो लग रहा है वो भी 2F हो जाता है। इस तरह से आप अगर ग्रेजुअली धीरे धीरे आप अप्लाइड फोर्स को बढ़ाते हैं तो एक समय आता है कि वो बॉक्स जो है हॉरिजॉन्टल सरफेस पर जस्ट स्लाइड करना शुरू करता है। जैसे ही वो स्लाइडिंग शुरू होता है उस समय उसको लिमिटिंग फोर्स ऑफ फ्रिक्शन कहते हैं, और जब वो ऑब्जेक्ट सरफेस पर स्लाइड करने लगता है तो उस समय जो फोर्स ऑफ फ्रिक्शन काम करता है उसको स्लाइडिंग फ्रिक्शन कहते हैं। तो आप डिफाइन कर सकते हैं बच्चों कि स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन इज़ द फोर्स ऑफ फ्रिक्शन which comes into play when the object remains at rest, and sliding friction is the force of friction which comes into play when the object starts to slide over the surface of other object. So I think these two concepts are clear to you. There are two types of frictions, static friction and sliding friction. Did you understand, children? Okay, Anshu 8B saying yes, very good. Activity is given that is showing about the static friction. You are saying to repeat me. Okay, just now I am repeating. ऐसा फ्रिक्शन जो कि ऑब्जेक्ट पर लगता है लेकिन ऑब्जेक्ट मोशन में नहीं आता है। जब ऑब्जेक्ट रेस्ट में रहता है उस समय जो उस पर फोर्स ऑफ फ्रिक्शन काम करता है उसको हम कहते हैं स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन। जैसे एक बॉक्स रखा हुआ है और आप उसको पुश करना चाहते हैं, इसके लिए आप उस पर फोर्स लगाते हैं F यूनिट। तो अपोजिट साइड से भी उस पर फोर्स ऑफ फ्रिक्शन लगता है और वो भी F यूनिट लगता है और उसको बैलेंस कर देता है। ओके चिल्ड्रन, बैलेंस्ड अनबैलेंस फोर्स भी आपने पढ़ा है, ठीक है, और ऑब्जेक्ट मोशन में नहीं आता है। और जब आप फ्रिक्शन अप्लाइड फोर्स को बढ़ाते हैं 2F यूनिट, तो उधर से भी फोर्स ऑफ फ्रिक्शन 2F यूनिट उस पर लगता है और ऑब्जेक्ट मोशन में नहीं आता है। धीरे धीरे आप अप्लाइड फोर्स को बढ़ाते हैं तो एक समय आता है जब वो ऑब्जेक्ट बॉक्स जो है वो जस्ट स्टार्ट करता है हॉरिजॉन्टल सरफेस पे स्लाइड करता है, उस समय उसको कहते हैं लिमिटिंग फ्रिक्शन। ओके, तो मैक्सिमम वैल्यू ऑफ स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन इज कॉल्ड लिमिटिंग फ्रिक्शन एंड व्हेन द ऑब्जेक्ट स्टार्ट्स टू स्लाइड देन दैट टाइम फोर्स ऑफ फ्रिक्शन इज एक्टिंग, दैट इज कॉल्ड स्लाइडिंग फ्रिक्शन। जब ऑब्जेक्ट स्लाइड करने लगता है उस समय जो फोर्स ऑफ फ्रिक्शन काम करता है उसको कहते हैं स्लाइडिंग फ्रिक्शन। तो दो तरह का फ्रिक्शन आपने पढ़ा और ये एक्टिविटी जो है ये भी आपको दिखाया जाएगा। पहले आप स्टैटिक और स्लाइडिंग फ्रिक्शन के बारे में समझ गए हैं। एक्टिविटी आई विल डिस्कस लेटर, ओके, बिकॉज यू नीड समथिंग लाइक यू नीड पेंसिल और मार्बल or wooden box. These things you will require, so I will discuss it later. Right now you should know that what is rolling friction. Okay, you have seen children that on a platform even a small child can carry heavy luggage, because how this luggage is being carried, you have seen that the small children are able to carry along their surface easily. They are, because these suitcase, small children can carry the suitcase because there are wheels in the suitcase, and these wheels are applying less force of friction. The force of friction is reduced. This time the force of friction is coming into play, that is rolling friction. Okay, so rolling friction reduces the friction. Static friction, value of static friction is more than sliding friction, and value of maximum value is of static friction, then sliding friction, and then rolling friction. Rolling friction will reduce the force of friction. All of you have read, children, that firstly you should know that friction is a necessary evil. Friction is a necessary evil. Means friction is necessary and it is evil also. Why friction is necessary? Because without friction we cannot do